checked my notifications. It wasn't love we was prepping for, but was something adjacent. I can't be wasting lines. I'm meant for something to say in a time where everything vague and the in-between is not what it made out to seem. Everything is intention, but still I tend to do it wrong. Can you fault me for wanting you? Was you let alone? Both hurt, but I wasn't taunting you. I just thought it ought to be what I was supposed to do, else I wasn't approaching you. I put my heart on your sleeve, wore like a brooch to you, and all in all the outcome would be what it would be. You took a chance, I took the lead. We shook as sheets, advanced and did the deed. Don't blame it on me, we grown, it's a natural thing. Cruising tonight, I'm grooving it. Thought you said you was my type, I'm moving too slow. Text back like shit, I'm cool with it. I can match energies, babe, I move to your flow.
What up, guys? I don't know why this stream is it like doesn't work at the link that I make for some reason. Test. Man, I tried to doctor up this setup here, but the lighting is just... Ugh. It's alright. What up, guys? What up, Logan? What up, Jeff? What up, Devin? Nuno, what's going on, man? Lucas K. Connection is good, sweet. Yeah, I'm not on Starlink now. Yeah, I'm in a hotel right now, Mr. Goat. It just so happened to work out where Stoke offered to put me in a hotel unrelated to the whole van thing, so I'm gonna get in a pair of every 96s. Let's go. Nice. It's a fun ski. Only got decked out. I don't know. I think Luna's still got this hotel room beat, but it is nice having a bathroom and a shower, that's for sure. What up, Jeff? I'm doing all right. It's been a very gray week up here in BC and stuff. I don't think we've seen the sun. But it's been fun. Traveled up from Washington up through Vancouver, was in Whistler for a few days, skied Whistler for 2 days, and then drove up here till Stoke. So stopped at a place outside Kamloops, BC. So it's been cool. What do you keep in the backpack you wear when skiing? I really just keep my camera with the lens on it. I keep my big 360 pole that I use, and I keep like another helmet mount that I don't really use that often, but it's really mostly just to put my camera in there, and then like a few granola bars basically. So my backpack is typically pretty light, and it's just meant to carry my camera securely. So quick Luna update. Yeah, Luna's still she's still not right in terms of the charging. I mean, the charge is off solar. It was sunny yesterday for a little bit, so I just don't have enough battery to meet the demands of what I've been usually doing in terms of editing at night and being able to live stream, charge up all my cameras. So right now I really can't really use the van to its capacity that I've typically been doing. I mean, like charging the laptop for whatever reason takes a lot of power. I don't know if it's just something in how the charger's designed, but I don't have enough battery without that charger. So I'm having the charger shipped up here. I bought a new one, so I'm hoping that's the issue and I can just swap that out and we'll be good to go. If not, I'm gonna have to jerry rig some sort of setup to at least get us through like another month out here that will charge the batteries while I'm driving. But right now, yeah, it's shot. I mean, everything like mechanically with the van is fine and things like that, but like I can't run my fridge right now just because I don't have the fridge is continuously drawing power. So yeah, it would work. I would be able to get away with it if it was the summer, to be honest, when the days are longer and there's more sun. But just right now, given the conditions are especially gray and gloomy, like I didn't catch the problem until I was already about 50% battery in Seattle. So I wasn't even like I was starting from like a full battery. So yeah, right now it's just, it isn't, the van is fine. It's just, I can't really keep up with the demands of charging stuff, to be honest. So that's where I'm at with the van. Hopefully it gets all resolved. But we'll see. I won't be able to know for another few days, I guess. So what up, Regina? Been a while since I can join the stream. Been tough with ski travel and dinners out at Park City. Nice. How was your trip out west, Regina? What up, Liam Anderson? Morgan Anderson. We got 2 Andersons. How many days have I skied this year? Not really sure, to be honest. I think around 70 at this point now. It's my favorite ski length to shred. If you're talking like, I guess length in centimeters. I mean, I think that 185 length is a good length for me. Depending on how much rocker's in the ski. I've been enjoying the 188 as well, and I've been debating about moving into a 192 for my JJ, but I've been using basically around a 185 to around a 185. Like my White Walkers are 183s. The 106 is a 188. So average, I typically ride a 185. Yeah, I got your clip, Logan. I'm all ready to rock. Seems like you enjoy the scenery as much or more than the skiing. How when did you develop your appreciation of the mountains? Good question, Jeff. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong with that. I think at least lately I've been craving just bluebird days where I can at least see where I'm at and stuff like that. I think I really developed an appreciation for the mountains when I lived in Colorado and did my 2 years of grad school, because I was so close to the mountains in Boulder of the Flatirons and stuff like that. I was like, growing up in central New York, we didn't have mountains like that. So when I came out west, west full time more like that, and I could go see the mountains in the summertime, that was when I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And going up to like the national parks and stuff like that. So probably not till I was 22, 23 when it really hit me. And that's when I really got into videography and photography a lot more. And that's kind of when this whole part of what I'm doing now kind of started. Yeah, like I said, I think skiing is just really the medium to enjoy the mountains in the winter, to be honest, more than anything. So what's your favorite ski right now? I'm probably gonna have to go with the JJ. It's just a ski that I know I can use in any condition. That gets the job done. The White Walker's a lot of fun, but I think it's not, this condition's got to be kind of right for that ski to work well. So the JJ is just a ski I can put on and just know I can ski any condition really in that. Expect from heavily at 50 inches of snow. Wind holds throughout the day though. That's tough. That's the worst when like they have new snow, like might even be bluebird, but there's wind and it just. Hopefully it was good though. I like the music right now. Who's the artist? Ooh, that's probably a little bit a while ago. It's either Tiger Blood Jewel or Squid. Probably Tiger Blood Jewel. What up, Matt? How's the drive from the West Coast to Revelstoke? To be honest, it's not bad. It's just doing it in the dark and in the rain. Like the roads are, the road is very dark, I would say, especially going from Pemberton over, I forgot what that little, like Pemberton to Illinois or something, is a stretch of like, I don't know, 100 kilometers of just nothing at all. And the road's, very dark, very tight. And then even from Kamloops to Revelstoke, the second stretch I did last night, and that was pretty gnarly, just in the dark. Like, you got big logging rigs coming down right next to you. The road isn't like it's not like a ton of elevation and stuff like that, but it was pouring rain, and it's just like, I would recommend doing it in the daytime, put it that way. Or I guess if you're just in a normal passenger car, it wouldn't be as bad, but it was definitely not the worst road that I've driven on, but you definitely had to be focused, put it that way. Lucas K, thank you for the 12 months. Get healthy, Luna. She will be all right. We'll get it sorted. Just really unfortunate timing, I feel like, after all that. Fixed the heater, did the whole B service on the van mechanically, and like to have this just, it wasn't even like I was changing anything. I just woke up right outside Seattle and just wasn't working. And so I don't know, that's what makes me feel like something might have failed like internally in the charger. But just it really set me back, because then I spent a whole day diagnosing. I mean, the whole like battery compartment's apart. I had to rip up the floor in the van to get to the battery. Like, spent a whole day just diagnosing this. Then I'm like, I guess I'm gonna cross over to Canada now and stuff. So, but that's kind of I guess that's the reality of all this stuff. I think I bit off. I set unrealistic expectations, to be honest, in terms of what I had planned for this trip, the amount of resorts I was trying to go to in such a short amount of time, and just not buffering any time for this like general stuff. So I think everything happens for a reason. So this might be a sign for something else. But do you ever mess with your DINs when trying to dial your binding? I definitely mess with my own DINs trying to dial it in initially. I used to have a lot of problems with my my old JJs, the King, with those green attacks. I would pop out of the ski really easily, and so I did spend time slowly dialing it in to what I found now that works for me. And I found basically like I just set the DINs to what I'm at on my JJs with all my skis, and they've been pretty good. But I think as long as you're relatively competent with what you're doing and you do it in small steps, and obviously you understand the risks of what could happen if you mess with your DINs, I don't see why there's a reason why you'd have to bring it into a shop just for them to put a screwdriver on it. And I don't even think most shops would turn your DINs up past what their computer says anyways. So they're not going to take that liability. So I'm not saying, you know, DIN is basically just a calculation on a lot of things. So Bon, $9.99. Poor Luna, she needs a PTO day. I know. You know, and it's not even Luna mechanically. Like I said, Luna's just, she's been ripping. I mean, all the way out here, all the way up the coast, inward. I mean, we've cranked the miles on her lately, and she's coming up on 100,000 miles actually. So Luna herself is good. It's just, man, it's just the, you know, more of the build, which is even more frustrating because I feel like that's, you know, that is something that I built, and I'm like, man, now that failed. But it'll be all right. Like I said, I hope I can swap this. If the part is the fix, it'll be fixed in 5 minutes. It's just a matter of unbolting the wires, and you know, it's all wired already, so it's just kind of re-hooking up a new unit. So thank you for the 10 though, I appreciate it. Bon, thanks for stopping by again. I will be coming back through Alberta. I don't know if Marmot Basin's on any of the passes that I have. If it is, I would love to check it out. But if it's not on one of the 3 passes I have, I don't really see myself buying additional tickets at this point, especially with this setback. Because then the lack of videos also leads to, you know, lack of revenue and everything like that, which I wasn't expecting. And then buying this part and then spending the extra money with the trip in general, just driving around. It's like, so unless it's on one of the passes that I already bought, I probably won't be expanding into different resorts outside of that. Hey Lucas, I'm going pretty soon. I'm decent, but I struggle to keep my feet together. Any tips? Yeah, I would focus on pinching your thighs together rather than your feet, because I think that can, you know, can lead to problems. You step on your feet, kind of get your skis crossed. So I'm always thinking about pinching my thighs together. You know, and you got to make sure you're in a relatively athletic stance, kind of bend your knees, stuff like that. But focus on keeping your thighs together, and that will kind of inherently bring your feet together as well. Also, definitely a bad place to be stuck though, especially with inclement weather. Alex, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I just got in here last night. I didn't know it was supposed to snow, but it was dumping all day today, so. Heading out to Alta Bird, are there any areas that I get for more intermediate skiers? I think Mineral Basin can be a good spot for intermediate skiers. I mean, it's a little bit more intermediate to advanced, I would say. But there's a lot of variety back there that's nice. If not, you could try like Mid-Gad and the Gad Valley will probably have a bit more for intermediate stuff. If you're really intermediate, you know, you might struggle a little bit at the Bird, just because a lot of stuff I would say tailors a little bit more to that expert skier, or at least advanced. But try Mineral Basin. I think could be fun. Won't be any clips for a few weeks from DC. My back is still messed up, dude. I saw that. You scared me with that Instagram, dude. Getting pulled in the sled. I was like, don't even tell me something like major happened. Yeah, I don't have a generator on Luna. I mean, at this point, I've been thinking about getting a small Honda one, putting in the back. It's just I never wanted to be that person with a generator. But in times like this, it would definitely be nice. So that might be the next little thing, is getting a small Honda generator. When you talk about grad school, you were in Boulder. Yeah, I went to CU Boulder. I was right in Boulder. I went to CU Boulder. Yeah, I lived in Syracuse, New York, basically my whole life. Staying with the 20 new AA batteries for Luna. Hope you're staying positive. We love to see your work, Ryan. Shots look amazing. Thank you, man. I appreciate the encouragement. I appreciate the 20, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I've been having a fun time shooting the mountains out here for sure, especially with the few days I had at in Washington with the bluebird skies. It's been really nice. What up, Ron? No, I did not hit Stevens Pass. I basically went right from Alpentel up through the next resort I had after that was Whistler. So a lot of stuff in Washington kind of got pushed away, and even some stuff in Vancouver I was gonna hit, I did not do. So be safe driving those mountains. Don't drive them super tired. Yeah, it's no joke. It's definitely not like a main interstate road that connects the interior BC. So even the Sea to Sky Highway, I was gonna drive it after my second day at Whistler, but I'm thankful that I didn't. I just stopped in Pemberton and slept for the night because it was I had no idea how gnarly that little stretch was after that. Yeah, I skied Whistler 2 days, Monday and Tuesday this week. Ever been offered a sponsor? Not really. I mean, Zipline hooks me up with some stuff, but I haven't gotten like sponsor or anything like that. When are you gonna get a dirt bike? Yeah, I will likely never ride a dirt bike. I race cars in the summer and stuff. I'm actually going next week to race, so I don't really need an additional motor sport fix that's very injury prone like a dirt bike. But definitely a 6-spot for it. I would be into getting some sort of side-by-side that has a roll cage and a harness, and I'm not exposed like you are on a dirt bike. But yeah, mad respect for supercross riders, motocross riders. That sport is gnarly. Judy G with the 20. Thank you, Judy. That old school Ottawa chair at Alpine is cool. It was cool. I mean, I was kind of freaked out a little bit. Usually I can put my backpack down and like be a little bit more hands-free, but like that way that chair worked, like if I put my backpack down, it would have slid out the back or off the side. So it was cool. Billy with member for 12. Hope Luna gets better. Great to be part of the Stoke. Thank you, man. Maybe if we're going to PC, which mountain in the Cottonwoods? I mean, if I had to pick one mountain in the Cottonwoods, I would say Snowbird for sure. I mean, I think anything in Little Cottonwood Canyon is, if you're looking for gnarly stuff and like a little bit better snow, I think the Cottonwoods or the Little Cottonwood is definitely no brainer. You know, Alta's, the thing is, I feel like they're quite similar. Alta to Snowbird, just kind of depends what you, if you've never been, I think no matter what you pick is going to be cool. But if I had to prioritize one, I would stay in Little Cottonwood Canyon. But just try to look up the like the road conditions, because Little Cottonwood is a bit more prone to avalanche work and closures than Big Cottonwood is. So, but I'm gonna have to go with Snowbird. Jay gifted 5. Thank you, Jay, keeping the streak alive. I thought you were in Cincinnati, man. DC says, Lucas, let's hear more of your thoughts on Crystal and Alpentel. I thought Crystal was a very sick mountain. I would rank Crystal up there with some of the best mountains I've been to be honest, in terms of terrain. It felt like a little interesting to kind of like how you got there and what was there. Like, it was not your traditional like mountain resort, it felt like, which I think was cool. In terms of the experience, and I think being able to see Mount Rainier was pretty unreal, but also quite uncommon. But the terrain at Crystal was pretty unreal. I mean, I would put it up there with places like the Bird, Jackson, Mammoth. I think that place definitely held its own. You know, I mean, there's obviously areas that are more gnarly than others, but I had a lot of fun at Crystal, and I think the fact that I stayed an extra day was pretty telling, because it was cool. I mean, it's just the thing I've noticed, like, just hands down, guys, like, you can't beat Utah snow. Like, it's hard to describe, but until you've experienced it, like, every other place is just kind of, it's like, just, it's mediocre. And it's like, to have, what people are telling me is like, oh, the conditions aren't great. Like, you have like one day on either side of a storm before the snow turns to crap here in the PNW. And it's like in Utah, this, you know, I feel like you have way more consistent skiing. It's like you never have to like really worry about, oh, is it going to be like super icy today? Like, even if it hasn't snowed, Utah, for some reason, can still be really soft and good, where here, the biggest thing I've noticed is just the snow quality. I feel like I've skied some of the iciest stuff I've skied ever. So that's the only sort of downside of it. Alpental, I didn't really get a good read on it. I mean, there was just not a lot open. The snow quality, I think, was particularly subpar for that area. And I think where Alpental shines more, there's a lot of side country access through these gates that you have to like get a pass for. I think that might be what Alpental is more known for, but again, that's not really like inbounds patrolled terrain, so it's hard to compare that to inbounds terrain at other places, in my opinion. But super cool resort, and I think again, it's cool to be in some of these lesser, resort areas. Compare something like Park City, right? That's just a huge resort feeling. So, but the terrain here, the terrain in California that I went to in December, like the terrain is second to none. It's just the snow quality that I think is very lacking. West Castle? I don't even know what West Castle is. What up, Jay? Dakota, when does race season start? Remember, for 11 months, Electric Jenny. Yeah, dude, even just like a small gas-powered generator would be nice to get through situations like this. But, I mean, the race season is starting March 31st. Is my official race. I'm doing some coaching the weekend before in Utah. And I'm going to Florida February 16th for testing. So I'll be in the car here within the week, but the actual first official race in Sonoma, California is the end of March. Lucas K gifted 10. Let's go, Lucas K. Josh, TT55, Sam, Gabe, Axel, Preston, Alec, Raiden, Brian, Nico. Let's go. Thank you, Lucas K. The 10. 10 gifted. Jay with the 5. I appreciate you guys. Matt, I found powder at DV on Tuesday. Let's go, Matt. That's a beautiful thing in DV, right? It's like, you can have powder. You can have powder even when there's not supposed to be powder there. What was your favorite area at Whistler? Whistler was tough. I mean, it is objective that the terrain there is sick. There's no doubt about that. Personally, I was very surprised at how long the lines were on a Monday and a Tuesday. I was like a little bit taken back at how many people were skiing there in the middle of the week, just like in a February. And talking to the people on the chair, they claimed that this wasn't even crowded, and I was like, I just waited 30 minutes at a lift to go up. So I was a little bit taken back by that. The peak chair never opened on the second day that I was on that side because of the visibility. And honestly, both days was 40-mile-an-hour winds and just a whiteout, so it was rather difficult to even see where I was going. But I skied these really, like this tree zone, which was a lot of fun. I skied Spanky's Ladder, and I hiked back there, which was pretty cool. And I skied Sedan's Couloir, I think it's called, which was very steep. And the second day I was planning on skiing the peak chair, but it just never opened. So I didn't even really get I thought I would really enjoy the peak area, but I never got up there. So I thought the Spanky's Ladder part was cool. But I'm working on a video from there that I will revisit and kind of get remembered what I skied, because it was just one of those days of trying not to ski off a cliff. Do you ski with the 270 pole all the way extended? It depends, Noah. When it's all the way extended, it can be very difficult. So, but the farther you can extend it, the better the shot's gonna be. So if I'm just kind of cruising and something's not super crazy, I'll extend it all the way. If the terrain is a little bit more gnarly, I won't extend the final bit, because it gets so long where it can actually kind of bend into the snow and just like be very cumbersome to ski with. But the farther you extend it, the better it is. What lenses do you recommend for the zip line? Probably the rose ones. The rose ones are pretty good in just about any condition I found. I used the blackout ones yesterday, and as soon as you get in the shade, they are super dark. Very hard to use in conditions, because as soon as you're in the shade, they just don't work. Lake Louise for 3 days. What's up for you next? I'm in Stoke really until about Saturday, I think. Then I'm heading to Kicking Horse, and then I'll be heading out towards Alberta actually for now, I think is the plan. What's the most beautiful range of mountains you've driven through on this trip? Well, to be honest, Mr. Go, I haven't been able to see much. I was really looking forward to driving the Sea to Sky Highway and stuff like that. I haven't been able to see really since the Alpentel day. Like I haven't been able to see where I'm at. So I think whatever the mountains I was at, in Alpentel, and I think the Cascades is what it is, be pretty cool. But other than that, I haven't seen much. I've never skied in New Mexico. Have you ever thought about getting your pilot's license? I have not. No. I've never been to Wolf Creek, Joshua. What up, Justin? We love you too, man. Hope you're doing all right, brother. Are we going to video the racing? Yes, I will be videoing the racing. I videoed it last year as well, so there are some racing videos. There are racing videos, and that will definitely be on the channel. So I don't think they get pushed out the same way the ski videos do. So. Ever raced at Barber Motorsports? Yes, I have. How's the experience in Mount Hood Meadows from Jacob? Meadows was cool. I mean, I think it's a very, I think there's a lot of gnarly terrain that you might not see from the trail map and stuff. I mean, I think the snow conditions was a bit tough, but I enjoyed my time at Meadows. I think that whole private reserve area is really cool. Again, I didn't really get to experience the very top of the mountain, but I think on a POW day, like with any resort, would be very fun. How's Vail right now? No idea. Have you ever been to X Games to watch? I've never been to X Games. Yeah, Logan, I did. I was there Monday, Tuesday at Whistler, kind of that Whistler, Pemberton area, but was hanging out. It was cool. It was pouring rain at the base, like not like a wintry mix, like pouring freaking rain. I'm like, this is crazy. Why don't you do a Mayflower Bowl shoots video next time at DV? No one really goes in there. Good point, man. I should explore that area of the mountain more. I feel like that part of the mountain is. I went over there when I was really little, I remember, and like for some reason I remember the snow just sucking because it gets sun right away. But you're totally right. I should check out that side of the mountain more. I typically just go to Empire. Heading to Red Lodge. Let's give my son daughter in 3. Let's go. Up to Fernie for my 70th birthday. Living the dream. Way to go. Thank you, Mark, for the 5. I just saw that. Have fun, man. Yeah, I did a 2016. I was nominated for as a Porsche Young Driver, like one of 4 people in North America, and it was a 2-day event at Barber Motorsports in Alabama. So I was there for 2 days with Porsche Motorsport. There were skied back bowls at Vail. How does it compare to Utah snow and Park City terrain? Colorado snow is good. I think it's very comparable to Utah snow as well. I just feel like the totals, they don't get as much snow, but the snow quality is very good. I think the back bowls they're advanced terrain, but I think they're generally are on the mild side of it. There's nothing like super crazy back there. Nothing like very steep, nothing like crazy couloirs. It's just very nice, nicely pitched bowl skiing. But you know, I think it's comparable to some of the stuff at Park City. I looked up Toggenburg. Yeah, you looked up the hill. Yeah, someone bought it and they closed it. What up, Matt Pike? What up, Mark? Yeah, Spanky's ladder was a very slow run out, and I didn't realize I went back to the same chair below it. What's your favorite camera angle? It depends on the shot that I'm getting. I mean, if I'm skiing trees, I love like a nice head cam is really cool because I can get it with the Max. You can get it super immersive. You can really see the trees. It feels very cool. But I think one of the best angles is the 360 cam looking back, but it's just very tough to ski with. I would say out of those two. But then if I'm skiing POW, I would love like a super slow-mo shot at the end of my pole probably. So it really is dependent. You're not in the van. I'm not in the van. You have a Ricoh device with you? No, I do not have any device like that with me when I ski. 1 month to the Stoke Squad meetup. Let's go. How was the video? Why was the quality not so good on yesterday's video? Elg though? I don't even know what that means. It is my great boy better. I'm currently injured from skiing so mental during the workout, but watching you ski covers the pain. 605. Eric, thank you for the 5, dude. I appreciate that. I don't know what you're healing, but I hope you get better, dude. I did not ski today, no. I'm going to be skiing tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday is the plan at Revy. Start with the Van Meglis, you're doing it right. Thanks, Harry. Try to snow to be at Lake Louise Brampton would be great to ski a lap. Thank you, Evan, for the $13.99 Canadian. Yeah, man, I'm hoping to be there Tuesday. I think I'll be there around Tuesday. Like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, actually. That should be pretty set in stone because, yeah, I think like early next week for a few days I'll be in the Banff area. JJ or White Walker 116. You know, I've been wondering that same thing, to be honest. I think the White Walker is a lot softer version of the JJ at that rate. So I think the White Walker 116 would be really fun to use. But you know, I really don't know. I don't know. If it's just like the Kruba Core compared to the Poplar Ash and stuff like that, I think the White Walker 116 would be a lot softer. It'd be more like a UL JJ in my opinion. Hey Lucas, hope you're all good. Sorry to be your man. I'll catch you stream later. Thank you, Chris, man. Appreciate it. The next ski day Preston is at Revelstoke. Luke, ever get feedback for the USA ski shoe you did? I did not, man. I haven't heard anything. When I passed that footage off, and that was it. Like, I don't know what happened. I transferred the footage that day, even. She brought a hard drive in, and I transferred it, and that was it, so. Thank you, Pam, for the $10. I appreciate that. Seriously, thank you, Pam. Any tips for steeps with moguls? I think it depends. You know, if you're really new to moguls, I think one of the things, you know, one of the ways that you learn how to ski moguls initially is literally by going back and forth across the mogul field, because it teaches you absorption, extension, stuff like that, and teaches you how to sort of feel the bumps. If you're more versed in it and you can ski a mogul line a bit more, I think reaching over the backside of the bump is a huge thing with skiing moguls. Keeping your vision a few bumps down, so they doesn't seem as big and scary. But I think, you know, trying to reach over the top, stab the pig, basically, will really keep you skiing down the fall line with the moguls. And yeah, I mean, I think you really want to. Again, I think it depends. Like I said, it depends kind of your skill level with moguls to begin with, right? Like, I'm all for just kind of brushing through the front side of the bump, just skiing kind of right through them if you can find a good line. The problem with moguls at resorts is that there's never really a clear bump line, so it's like you get 2 bumps and then, like, you know, the bump line isn't there anymore. It makes it really hard. So, but I think the biggest thing is just pole planting over the top side of the bump. Vancouver would be the worst in the winter. Yeah, this city was cool. Driving through the city was rad, but yeah, it's rainy. Loki, this photo by let's go ski. Dakota, you just tell me when, man. We'll do a garage gang skiing special. You should definitely ski Wolf Creek as the most POW. It says their year to date is 250 inches at Wolf Creek. I don't know if I would say that has the most POW, my friend, but I've heard good things about Wolf Creek. But 250 inches, yeah. How's the snow at Whistler? I thought it was, I don't know, I thought it was great. I mean, I thought it was fine. It wasn't anything great, but it wasn't super wet and heavy either. It wasn't blower, but it was just kind of, it was fine, I thought. The second day they got like 5 inches of new snow, so it was nice to have a little refresh, but it wasn't anything crazy. And it was literally pouring rain at, you know, like in Whistler both days, so that was kind of new to me. I thought it would be snowing at least up at Whistler, like the base, but I thought coverage was fine. It wasn't like it was super exposed or anything. When will you be back in Utah? Probably March, kind of like early to mid-March for the Stoke Squad meetup, March 11th and 12th. So like a month. Bridger's the dream was just there. Yeah, I've heard great things about Bridger. Bridger Bowl. What's your favorite trick? Favorite trick that I can do is probably just like a 360 when I can do it, but yeah, I don't really do many tricks. I think you mentioned you played hockey. Who's your squad? If so, the Avs. Oh yes, and I don't. To be honest, man, I don't really have a team. Yeah, I don't really. I'm very impartial to sports, I guess. I used to like the Capitals because I really enjoyed watching Alexander Ovechkin play. So he was that was a team I always liked to watch, but I never had I was never really into like a single hockey team. Are you in town or at the mountain? I am, I think if you're referring to me in Revelstoke, I believe I am not at the mountain, so I would think I'm in town. I'm just I'm at a hotel that Revelstoke Mountain Resort graciously offered. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely take a hotel at this point. But it was determined before everything even happened. So I kind of stayed in touch with the marketing manager Laura from when I was here on that trip before, and I just told her I'd be back, and she put me into a nice little suite here, which is cool. So gotta run, squad. Have a good weekend, Lucas. Thank you, Jay. You as well, man. Happy birthday to your dad. Enjoy Cincinnati. When's the next vid from Garner Sheffield? I just put out a video like not even 12 hours ago, I would say at this point. So there is a new one that went out this morning, but I am gonna be putting out another video tomorrow morning, and hopefully the day after that. So I have a few videos in the queue. There's nothing really crazy about any of them, but it is just kind of the ski days that I got up to. So if you haven't checked out the recent one, you can check that one out from Alpentel. But if not, there'll be one from Whistler tomorrow. Ron, member for 12 months to 1 year. Let's go, Ron. Wow, a great year. It has all been super instructive and informative. Lucas is the best, but I love this squad, our fraternity. I love it, Ron. Thank you, man. We love having you a part of this, dude. 12 months. Let's go, dude. And just bigger than that, man. You're here just like, you're always showing up every week on the streams, always in the comments in the videos, just being like a great member of the community, man. So I appreciate that, and I know other people do as well. So thank you for the 12 months, dude. Here's to 12 more months. Let's go, Ron. I'm glad the channel is relatively entertaining, but also informative as well when it can be. So you should up to Schweitzer and Lookout Pass. Great power with amazing scenery. I've heard great things about Schweitzer in the northern Idaho area. Sorry, I meant Wolf Creek and the most snow in Colorado. Oh hell yeah, yeah. Wolf Creek sounds sweet, man. I remember early this year they had like 90% of their terrain open, like in November. Thoughts on Steamboat going next weekend? Steamboat I think is great. I've only been there for a day, but I was surprised that they had escalators like in the base area. I think it's a really fun mountain. Lots of great terrain for all different levels. I skied the Christmas Tree Bowl area when I was there. Town seems pretty cool, so I enjoyed my time at Steamboat. Nothing bad to say about it. I don't think there's anything super crazy about it, but I don't think you'll be bored or not impressed either. So how's the skiing this month in Park City usually? Typically, February is the most snowy month for a lot of mountains out west. I think February traditionally is the best month of skiing because March is great as well, but March you can start to get those spring days where, it might be 40, 45 degrees or you're still getting fresh snow. So if you want like guaranteed skiing, I think February is a great month. But honestly, with the year that Utah's been having, it'll be great all the way through April, in my opinion, unless it really stops snowing and warms up. February should be great. Other than President's Week is the biggest, most busy week typically for mountains. So, you know, if crowds aren't your thing, Park City over President's Week can definitely be pretty rough, and so will everything, the Cottonwoods and stuff like that. So anything coming from North Idaho, Schweitzer. I don't know if I'm gonna be going down through northern Idaho on my way back to Utah or Montana, but I could potentially, if I do, potentially see myself going down early March through Idaho. A lot depends on what I can do with the van. If the van doesn't get fixed, I'll have to figure out. I don't know if I need to rip back to Utah. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is if this doesn't fix the van right now. So I'm trying not to even manifest that. But I haven't really thought about the itinerary too much. So I've tried to make a schedule. I've tried to make an itinerary, and it just doesn't work out. So how did you learn how to ski? I started skiing when I was probably 4 years old, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 in that area. I mean, I was quite young when I learned how to ski, when I started skiing, and I really my dad, Papa Joe, I would say he's the one who got me into it and taught me. I mean, I used to do a lot of ski school. I would go on, I would do like the adventure ski camps at mountains too, where I'd like go up to the, you know, advanced areas when I was, you know, 8, 9, 10 years old. I used to ski with the Park City Mogul team a lot when I was younger. I would go to ski camps in the summer. So my dad has always been huge on instruction and learning, even still to this day with everything that we do, whether it's car racing or skiing or whatnot. So yeah, just kind of a lot of it stemmed from him. And then when I was probably, you know, when I was 12, 13 and that, I skied a lot with Joe and continued to ski on the Mogul team and stuff like that. And then I kind of broke off from that and just kind of went out and learned more on my own. But did you skip Stevens? Yes, I did not go to Stevens. What up, Kasoys? Papa Joe skiing with you? Yeah. My dad is actually coming up on Saturday, and we're gonna ski Stoke one day, Kicking Horse, and then I think somewhere in Alberta, Lake Louise. So he is coming up. He wanted to experience Stoke and stuff like that. So Joe will be meeting me here in a few days. I actually think he flies in Saturday night, so we will have some Papa Joe coming back. What are your favorite ski poles? I've been using a brand of ski poles called Zipline for a long time now. They support a lot of the World Cup mogul skiers. They support David Wise, who just won the gold medal. He's a 5-time gold medalist in X Games and half pipe. So not a lot of people know about Zipline because they don't really sell in retail stores. And I feel like whenever someone on the internet tells you to buy something, it instantly looks, you know, crappy. So that's why I don't promote it too much. But I think almost the majority of the World Cup mogul skiers this year were all on Zipline poles. Their poles are a little bit more popular than the goggles, just because you have brands like Oakley and stuff like that for goggles. But the Ziplines are very popular amongst mogul skiers. How's your time at Mount Hood Meadows? I did talk about this. It was good. I enjoyed it. I think it's a cool mountain. Just needs, I think it needs some, you know, with good snow, it would be super enjoyable. But cool mountain, cool crowd, all that sort of stuff. No, nothing bad to say about Mount Hood Meadows. The Garage Gang is a large part of the Stoke. That's right, man. We would not be where we are without the Garage Gang. So, Matt Pike, member for 24 months. Good to make the 2 years official. Give it up to Matt Pike because I think he is the only one with the Illuminati badge right now. 2 years, 24 months. Matt is... He's not the original Stoke Squad member. That goes out to Barbara, which I don't even know where Barbara is anymore. But Matt, I think, is like number 2 or number 3. I think he might be number 2, Matt. So Matt is one of the OG Stoke Squad supporters and members. So Matt, thank you, man. The only Illuminati member. Owen says, I'm late. Just got here. What did I miss? Not much, man. Just chilling. Talking about stuff. Much I've been watching your videos every week. Hyped for the weekend trip out. Thinking of moving to Salt Lake for a year. Keep killing it. Thanks, Eric, man. So hope you like the videos. I think living in Salt Lake would be fun for a year at least. How do you feel about the video game camera perspective when editing video? How do you feel about the video game when editing? I think I thought it was fine. I mean, I know what what it's gonna look like. It's more or less skiing with it. That's the harder thing. I don't know. It can kind of be tough because you're not looking at the camera and it can get snow kicked up on it very easily. It can hit the ground, so it's a little bit harder to utilize, but it's cool. Again, it needs to have the right conditions. I think it works well in the trees and stuff like that. Did you skip Whistler? No, I did not skip Whistler. I skied 2 days at Whistler. Do you have a car to get to the mountain? I have my van. The van runs. Papa Joe's going to head up to Revelstoke to experience a Stoke at Revelstoke Center on the Stoke chair, which is full of Stoke. I know, dude. Revelstoke, there's like a Stoke hotel out here. Like I feel like the Stoke squad needs to partner with Revelstoke or something because there's just so much Stoke up here. So I'm stoked for Papa Joe to experience it, but I got to tell him to be careful because that dude will just ski straight off a cliff blind. So I gotta be like, I've noticed out in BC, like you gotta be a little bit extra careful skiing around out here because you can easily ski yourself off like a huge pillow stack or something. What do you think about dragon goggles? I don't even know what dragon goggles are, but they sound cool. Lucas, you should take Papa Joe to Sunshine Village to do Delirium Drive. Yeah, I think you need like Avi gear and stuff like that, which I don't know if we have. Papa Joe's a man. I support all the formal learning he got you. My ski instructor will say early pole touch is key in steeper moguls. Early pole touch. Early pole touch? Yeah, I mean, whatever your instructor says, I'm sure is right, so. There are other ski resorts on Mount Hood. Timberline is at the top. Yeah, I heard there's other resorts up there. That's cool. Buddha Bree with the 50. Let's go. Hang in there, Lucas. Sorry you getting the worst of what the PNW and BC have to offer in terms of ski. I hope you get a chance to hit a bachelor and clear summit. Then also make up to Schweitzer at some point. First off, thank you for the 50. Second, thank you for being a part of the Stoke squad as well. And thank you for the kind, encouraging message. Yeah, first off, we're doing fine. It's all just part of the journey. We've had a great year, just like all things considered. So, it's been great. So I'm not complaining. It is unfortunate timing and everything, but like I mentioned earlier, I think the skiing in the PNW and BC has been incredible, just in terms of a terrain perspective. But I mean, conditions can be good, they can be bad. It's just part of skiing. So I think that's why I try to just ski everything all the time, because that's the reality of it. And if we only waited for Bluebird and Pow, like you would never be skiing, right? So I think situations like this is kind of a good representation of these mountains as well. So, but yeah, I would love to get back to these places. I found, as much as I want to ski Pow, and I love skiing Pow, I find it very difficult to ski these mountains that you've never been to in tough conditions. Right now I would rather have a Bluebird day where I can see where I'm going, because I was at Whistler for 2 days in a total whiteout with wicked high winds, and I have no idea where I'm going and what I'm skiing into. It's hard enough as it is, and so I think having good visibility would be nice when you're going to new areas like this. But that's why the videos are very cautiously made, because it's just like, you know, it can be very bad very quickly. So I can adjust my white balance a bit, as this seems a little bit yellow, but thank you for the 50. And the thing is, I need to do this trip all over again next year to give it the proper time. I left in a hurry because I was a week behind schedule. I didn't get like the moment of Canada that I wanted. You know, there's a lot of things that kind of fell to the wayside, and a lot of that is my fault. But yeah, you live and you learn, I guess. I'm not perfect. I'm just a man. I'm just a 29-year-old kid, you know. So, thoughts on the rumor Alta is falling off Icon Pass? It sounds like a rumor, and I don't have any thoughts on it because it's a rumor. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, great. Don't really. Kind of indifferent to it, to be honest. My mom does ski. Yeah, my mom actually. If you guys remember, I mentioned it around Christmas time. I think my mom took a fall in Jupiter. She ended up destroying her shoulder. She tore almost everything in her shoulder, her bicep, and she had to have surgery. And so my mom has been. And it was tough because I have 3 sisters. I'm the only son, so I have a duty to take care of my mother. And it was just, yeah, you know, she couldn't work. She's basically, yeah, you know, she's in a sling. And I had this trip planned, kind of like this tour, if you want to call it. So I was like, you got to be kidding me. This was one of the things I was worried about, was my mom hurting herself, and then I go away for 6 weeks. Whatever. So she does ski because of my dad. My parents split up, right? They've been split up for almost 20 years. Like, my mom never skied, so she kind of just got back into it because she just moved to Utah, and she fell, and I couldn't even really tell you guys what happened to make her tear it so badly, but she really just destroyed her shoulder. You know, everything was just off the bone. I mean, the surgery went great. Everything should heal fine, but it's just one of those injuries that's, you know, at 60 years old, right? It's not something you want to have. So she does ski. She was just getting back into it and then had this rather horrific fall. So Four feet of fresh powder right from the Stoke chairlift. Yeah. Don't we all? Stoke Squad meetup at Revelstoke. Let's do it. Stoke Squad at Revelstoke. I have 2 clips I want to show. I didn't realize we were already an hour in, but I just have 2 clips. They're very cool clips, I think. Kathy G just saw this. We'll go to see you back on here. I guess you're skiing in BC now. Have you already skied Alberta yet? I have not been to Alberta yet. I will be at Alberta probably next week and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm all good. It's crazy. It's like posting so frequently, and then I don't post in 5 days, which for some YouTubers, they're posting like once a week, right? So, but for us, that was a long time, and so that's why I had to put a message out or something. I mean, that sucks. Oh, my hotel phone is ringing. That's so whack. Hello? Yeah. I'm live streaming. I don't know the last time I got a hotel phone call. Sometimes we don't see the bumps until we hit them. In life, in on the mountain. Very true. As I said before, problems in life will find you. Thanks for sick having advice for parking, sleeping in a van in Washington State, ski resorts, and in general. First off, thank you for the 10. Parking and sleeping in a van in Washington State ski resorts. I will tell you this. There's plenty of resorts in Washington that offer van sleeping or overnight parking. You got to pay kind of a lot for it, but you know, there is plenty of that available. Other than that, like it is nearly impossible to try to stealth camp in a parking lot at a resort. Like I would not recommend trying it. I wouldn't recommend doing it because it's just way too obvious. And unless you know someone or you get permission, like I would recommend you not try to sleep in a resort parking lot. But in Washington, there are plenty of resorts. Crystal Mountain offers parking at the parking lots. I know they're like Bachelor, Mount Hood, those places as well. So I would call the resort and see if they have some sort of overnight parking lot or something like that. But I never sleep at a resort. So I came in late. What's hurting Luna? The battery charger that's hooked up to my alternator, so to charge my batteries when I'm driving, isn't working. So I'm not getting charged back to my batteries. Tara with the 20 for some ramen if you find any. I could go for some ramen so bad. Thank you for the 20. I miss you, Tara. Love the Elvid. Sad you missed Stevens, but glad you got to ski the PNW. Thank you, Matt. I will definitely be back because I want to hit up those places in Washington. Yeah. It was a tough injury for her, and she's you know, she just moved out to Utah in April, so she was very excited and all that sort of stuff. But this is one of the 2 clips I have. This is actually my dad Joe skiing a mogul line at the UOP with a blown out hamstring, as he says. So I don't know why it freezes up, but goofy iPhone, says Logan. Have you skied Whitefish? I've not. Why is this not loading? Let me try this other clip. This is from Logan.
Kobe.
Logan gives us our park fix, so, and he's also on Armadas, so that's dope. Ron with the 20. Weekly tithe, church, Luna maintenance, fun 70 days of PCB. Last stream you said enjoy where you are right now. That's it. Love and hugs, brother. Ron, thank you, dude. Thank you for the 20, my friend. You're right. Did I say that? Enjoy where you are. Oh, I did, because people have asked me what's next. What's next? Yeah. You're actually right. I actually have a tattoo that signifies that exact thing of enjoying where I'm at right now, and I oftentimes forget that. So, thank you, man. When she starts PT and Gurger do it at home, had soldier surgery tomorrow, and I said, do it at home. Yeah, you know the sad part is that she just tore her other shoulder like the year before, and she just said, so she went through the whole deal on her other shoulder, and then tore this other one, and so, you know, she'll be all right. Like the best thing was that like the doctors and the surgeons in Park City are some of the best in the country and all over, just because of the proximity to athletes. So the surgery went really well and stuff like that, but still just not a good injury. And I think she's more just upset and you know, helped her get all dialed up with ski gear, got the ski pass and everything, and then she kind of was out for the season. So Logan, looks like you always have the sickest crew with you every time you're out skiing, man. And I love that you take the time to put together a video like this. The text, the clips, like this is so sick. So I wish I could ski stuff like this as good as you, man.
Wait, no, wait. That was not proper. There.
Yeah, that was Papa Joe who called the phone at the hotel. I don't know why, but where are you streaming from right now? I'm streaming from Stoke, British Columbia, Canada. Cody with a 5. Hey man, recently found your channel. I've been binging your videos. Love what you're doing. Getting me stoked for my winter park trip in 10 days. Nice, Cody. Thank you for the 5, man. I'm glad you enjoy the videos and have fun in Winter Park. That's a fun resort and fun little town. Oh, Logan went down.
I got that. Homer and Caden.
Damn disaster to the tail tap. Love it. Oh, front swap maybe?
Like, what was that? What did I just do?
Nice. Nice. Hope your trip to Peanut Weekend is going alright. Hope you get the van sorted out. Felt bad when I heard about the news with the electricity. Thank you, Logan. Again, thanks for sending in the clips, man. I think you might be #1 on clip submissions this season. We'll see if this clip works again. Yes, this is Papa Joe skiing in this clip with the spread, and then he gets blown out of the line for some reason. He can't hold it. And then the clip cuts off, but then he goes all the way down. I don't know why it does that, but I think people saw it first. This video I'm mostly working when I get up to Mountain High every Tuesday to ski. It's 1 hour, 40 minutes from Venice Beach, but when I wish to be somewhere awesome skiing, I watch your videos. Well, thank you, man. Video editor, that's sweet. And 1 hour and 45 from Venice Beach, from the beach to the mountains. Jackson trip this year? I'm not sure, to be honest. Might do a Jackson trip in March, but Chris Noddy with the 20. Missed the first hour, dude. No problem, dog. Happy to see you are okay. I am physically fine. I have my vitals are good. It's just yeah, like someone punched me in the stomach and then kicked me when I was down. Papa Joe cruising, crushing as always. Yeah, that's right. Skiing bumps still, dude. It's just most people try to go avoid the bumps, but Joe just hunts the bumps, and he just wants to ski the bumps. We love to see Papa Joe. GoPro Max is insane. GoPro Max is crazy. I mean, the amount of the amount of stuff you can do with it is pretty gnarly. I'm glad. I remember you asked me questions on it last week, so I'm glad you're able to get some footage out of it. It's fun camera to use for sure. I love the old school tricks like spread eagles, daffies, Cossacks, screaming Siemens. Those are some of the sickest tricks out there. PT is no joke with soldier tricks. Hope she's good. Yeah, you got that right, Lucas. I think she'll be all right. But an injury is never good. That's why, as much as I'd love to turn myself into just a piece of meat and huck off cliffs and stuff, I mean, yeah. Self-preservation. The older one gets, we realize it more. Enjoy. Dang, both shoulders. Hope she feels fast. I think she'll be good to go. Maybe at the end of this season, but at least for like the spring and summer and like the beautiful time of the mountains. My hamstring is improving now, says Joe. Nice. Work is done here, Motherload. See you all next week. Dude, skiing down the mountain from Motherload right now would be gnarly. Where Justin, I missed a few streams. Work's been crazy. Justin is just he's just got some stuff going on. He's just gonna be in and out for the next little while, I think. So we might be down our tenacious leader and moderator Justin for a little bit, but he is with us in spirit as always. Papa Joe is a shredder. He is. Up until great video, by the way. But the terrain looked massive. VW size mounds of snow. Did you find yourself having to really concentrate? Look technical. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I had to concentrate much more than I would usually do at a new resort. I mean, I definitely had to concentrate, but yeah, it didn't seem super technical. There was just very big moguls and then low coverage, so it was like you had to be a little bit careful, I guess, where you're putting your skis. But definitely with some big bumps. Luckily, it kind of softened up a bit because it does get a lot of snow, or sun. So there was a period where it softened up, but it was a cool place. Me too. Out for the season surgery, and then he went well, and PT is making it better. Nice year. Nice, Bon. I'm stoked to hear it's going well. Hopefully, you recover well and you'll be out on the slopes stronger next year. So bummed to can't rip Utah. Your Alta vids make me happy. Been to Mammoth and Tahoe for 16 days. So bummed to can't rip Utah this year. Been to Mammoth and Tahoe for 16. Nice, dude. 16 days is a solid amount, dude. Still with a good amount of winter left, but. Honestly, man, Mammoth, I think, is one of the sickest mountains out there, too, so. Really liked the Jillian Vogley video. Her tips, her skills, plus representing women was great. That was a really fun day, and getting to ski with someone like her was definitely super inspiring, and just it puts things into perspective of how good the top caliber athletes are, even years after their prime, I guess you could say. But it was just cool getting to talk to her, ride the chair, and super cool of Deer Valley to set that stuff up, because you can I didn't do a good job of like promoting the program, but you can pay and buy to like ski with their Olympians there. That's kind of what that whole thing is. So very cool to be able to do it and let her just kind of ski. She was saying how she doesn't really get a lot of days where she can just go out and ski because she's typically just showing guests around and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, look, you just ski and have fun, and I'll just kind of sit back here and try to keep up. So that was a fun day. Any tips for shooting max footage on whiteout days? I've had some trouble in Tahoe with it. What is your, what trouble have you had with it? Like the camera turning off or the footage not turning out, or what exactly have you struggled with? I had some clips coming over the airwaves. Let's see if I can load them up.
Great thing to practice, you know?
Yeah. You can do that trick well, you can win a lot of duels.
Great thing to practice, you know?
We got another mogul clip from Joe.
Great thing to practice, you know?
I like the red pants. And skiing bumps in a whiteout, man. That's pretty gnarly. Nice. Double twister. Love it. There's some more bump skiing from Papa Joe. You and Papa Joe doing a side-by-side bump clip. Like the stream for Justin, he'd be proud. I guess you could like it for Lucas too. Yeah. If you don't want to like it for me, at least like it for Justin. We got a clip from Stangle Dangles. Also, more importantly, it is his birthday today, so let's all wish Stangle Dangles. I believe his name is Noah. I could be wrong, but for some reason I feel like I've seen Noah. It is his birthday, so thank you for sending the clips in, man. Let's go. This is a sick clip. Happy birthday. I don't know how old you are, but I gotta watch it again. Sick. I love these shots. Snow. Oh, sick. Max shot underneath. Damn, the max footage is looking good. Oh, damn. Let's go. 180 through the trees. Damn, homie down. Homie got stuck. Let's go. Sick clip. Sick clips. Kirkwood or Palisades? Ooh, I don't know. I haven't really been to Palisades more than Kirkwood. Kirkwood seemed pretty cool. I just didn't really get it on a great day. I would maybe go with maybe I'd go with Kirkwood. I don't know. It's hard. I hate having to pick resorts. Head back up to Mammoth tonight. Gonna show the boys. Send a little clip for next week. Stoke is fair. Let's go, Chris. Did Mammoth just get some snow? I think they did. I'm going to Baker. I'm not going to Baker. Where do you plan on going this summer? I don't know. The plan is in list of priorities is racing, which I'll be traveling kind of across the U.S. for racing. I'll be playing a lot more paintball this summer, and then van trips and stuff like that. So I do plan on going up to Mount Rainier in August, but other than that. News on the rest of the Monte giveaway plans. Yes, I should have some more news on the remaining giveaways for that. Just ordered boot straps for the first time. You think there's a risk of them in my boots? First season on these new boots. Good question. I think there's always a risk of them damaging the boots. I'm surprised that you remember that or brought that up. But I used to use booster straps for years on my other boots, and that's why I put them on my other Del Bellos. And I'm not saying the booster strap is what caused my boot to break. I don't know. I don't know if it was a combination or something. I haven't used booster straps since then. I've been wanting to use booster straps because I do think they help a lot. I think my whole boot game is very weak. There's always a risk, I guess, of them damaging your boots, because I think the boot is engineered with the strap that it has. But you know, I don't want to sit here and say there's not a risk. There's always a risk. If the risk is high, I don't know, but you know, I think typically boot companies would be very receptive if the boot did break, especially within like a year or something. So. One mountain for the rest of my life, I would say Snowbird for the continuous expert vertical that you get. A lot of resorts have good vertical, they have a lot of good expert terrain, but Snowbird is one of the few mountains that you just get continuous top to bottom gnarly terrain. I think that's a really great resort. I think Mammoth is also a great resort, which I would not be upset if I only had to ski that either, but there's definitely a bit more extreme terrain at Snowbird. But for there's no terrain park, right? So it's like if you want to ski park, you don't go to Snowbird. Brett Downing, $4.99. Thank you for the $4.99. Particular goals in mind for the remainder of the season. I really don't have any particular goals. All my goals are more on the production side of things. Not necessarily skiing. So if you meant from a ski standpoint, I don't have too many goals skiing. I think I've been pushing myself hard to continue to earn respect of the internet and putting myself in situations to ski shoots and things like that. So I want to try to keep doing that. But I think my turns need work. You know, I think I need to learn how to turn better. So I want to, always trying to improve my turning. But yeah, other than that, I want to continue making videos. I want to get better creatively and stuff like that. It would be cool to hit 100 days of skiing because I've never hit 100 days in a year. I mean, I've never skied this much in my life at all. So I would like to hit 100 days. I think it's doable. I don't really know where I'm at, but yeah, nothing. I want to just get through this trip, to be honest. Once I get to the Stoke Squad meetup, I'm going to reevaluate what's going on, where the channel's at, what's the snowpack like, because basically in the middle of March-ish, there will be a lot more transition to racing at that point as well, so. Great stuff this week. Blessings to everyone. Thank you for the 10, Ray. Blessings to everyone. I would encourage you to look at two things, AJ Owens. If you're shooting the max on your helmet, I highly recommend you enable hemisphere exposure so the max is only exposing out of the front lens, because if you don't, it's going to be looking at a dark helmet in the back, so the exposure, the way the camera's exposing is going to be messed up. Also, if it's in a whiteout, I highly recommend bumping up your ISO max to like 800. Especially if you're saying it's too dark. It's weird. I've never really had an issue with shots being too dark out of the max. But yeah, I mean, whiteouts are hard to film with any camera because everything just looks like crap in a whiteout. So go in the trees. There you go. Papa Joe was skiing at the Utah Olympic Park in Park City. Yeah, it's basically just an area for the athletes to go train. ISO min 400, max 400. Yeah, you could even, if it's really bad, you could bump it up to 800. Yeah, I'd also encourage you to try, if it's dark, you can also, in the Pro Tune settings of the camera, you can, bump up your EV to 0.5 or even one whole stop, so it's getting a little bit more light and exposure. If something's wrong, I would make sure that setting isn't bumped down by accident either. I wouldn't run it anything below 0 if it's a whiteout. My name is Noah, currently 22, young buck, man. 22 years old. Happy birthday, man. Still wet behind the ears. Hey kids, get your gear. This is your vacation. Come on board the yellow bus to your destination. Hey lift man, now lift me up. It's an occupation. I want to have a good time at Elf and Tell. Had my first day at Meadows this season. You made some of those runs look crazy easy. Hope the day's been fire to everyone. Thank you, Kobe. Hope you had a good day at Meadows. Mammoth got a foot last night. Foot Saturday night and Sunday. A foot seems weak, doesn't it? It's like, man, they only got a foot. Nuno with the 50. Hope Luna gets well soon. Thank you for bringing me along the mountains with you this season. Counting down 31 days left to the meetup. Stay stoked. Let's go, Nuno. Thank you for the 50, man. I can't wait to see you at the meetup, brother. Hope everything's been well in Florida. Thank you for joining along as I go to the mountains, man. I couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you, man. The meetup is March 11th and 12th. March 11th, which is a Saturday, we're going to be at Park City Mountain Resort for people with the Epic Pass, and then March 12th, we're going to be going to Solitude for people with the Icon Pass. I guess it's not really set in stone at Solitude if people wanted to go somewhere else on the Icon, but we're going to do Park City and Solitude. That way people with both passes have a chance. We also have, buddy passes that we will use to help people get discounted tickets. If they don't have a ticket, they need to buy one. Hopefully this can make the purchase a little bit, easier, but last year we had a lot more people at the Park City one, and it was very, very fun to just ski around. Last year was in April as well, so the conditions were way more like spring skiing, but it was a lot of fun. Chris and I with the 20. Hope this helps with Luna's growing pains. Thank you, Chris. And Eric with the 20. All hail the Prince of Stoke, authority handed down from the hand of God to head the Church of Nar. You guys are just getting out of hand with this stuff. Eric, thank you for the 20, man. Chris, thank you for the 20. Eric, Bond with a 10. A little some for maybe a coffee to ease the battery problem. Thank you, man. Bond, Chris, Eric, Nuno, thank you, guys. Yeah, booster straps are your friend, must have. Put a World Cup race on my 4-buckle. Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I 100% recommend a booster strap, and I really should put my booster straps back on my boots. And I would say it's very low probability that a booster strap will break your boot. So yeah, thank you guys for the donations. I appreciate it. I feel bad. That's why I didn't stream yesterday, because I'm like, I am not going to stream if I haven't put out videos. So I literally didn't stream yesterday, even though I could have because I was at this hotel. But I put out a video, and it's like, okay, I at least I feel a little bit better if I stream, if I put a video out. So I do not want to stream if there's not videos out as well. We're meeting up Friday night for the PC meetup for dinner, which is also my dirty 30. As long as you promise that we'll all still be able to ski Saturday morning. I don't want everyone to get wasted and then no one can ski the next day. But that'd be fun. That would be fun for people who want to do it for sure. Chris, Nuno, Matt. Looks like everyone's already in. Damn. How does Papa Joe have so many ski connections? I don't know. I don't know if he has that many. He just, I mean, the dude has skied with the mogul team for as long as I can remember. So I think you get a lot of connections, you know, skiing with a team like that. And booster strap is starting to get loose on me. Maybe we need to upgrade to WC Race One next time. I didn't even know that they made 2 different types of booster straps, but... How was Stevens? Any highlights? I moved to Washington because of Steve's by my main mountain. You know, I never made it to Stevens, so... I never made it to Stevens. Where else was I going to go? Was it Mission Ridge? I was going to go to a place outside Crystal, and I drove from Hood River. I was talking to Justin about it at the time too, and he's like, you should go this way, you can see Mount Adams. I got like these drone, I never even shared them. I got these drone shots of like Luna driving up this forest road with this sick like volcano in the back. And I'm like, something doesn't seem right because, you know, this road I don't think is gonna be open. But Google Maps is like, it's open, blah, blah, blah. I drive all this way. It took me like an hour just to get to the road, and I still had like another 2 hours, whatever. And it's like, yeah, road is not maintained. It was open, but it was a forest road, and I'm like, I should have known better. And it was just like, there's no way. I had like 50 miles on. I was like, there's no way I can take Luna up this road. So I had to, and at that point, I had to like go back. And like at that point, the day was shot. So I never made it to Mission Ridge either because of that whole dilemma. I was so stoked because I got like the drone shots. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna take my time. And so I flew the drone again. Had like, and it's sick because it's like the road is all covered in snow, and it's just like Luna and the drone. I thought it was cool, but then I never showed them because the video just never really came out. So, so that's why I never, didn't make it to Stevens, didn't make it to Mission Ridge. You know, I was debating, I was kind of leaning on going to Baker because I heard Baker is, you know, it's a pretty notorious area or infamous area. White Pass, was that the one? Yeah, White Pass I think was what it was actually. Mission Ridge I think is closer to Schweitzer. Yeah, White Pass was the one I think I was going to. So anyways, there's some places I didn't end up going to. I wanted to go to Cypress Mountain outside of Vancouver. I wanted to try Grouse Mountain in Vancouver. So, anyways, that was a whole, literally a half-day thing. I was like, this just, yeah. It's like Forest Road, 238, and I'm like, you know, I've been on quite a few forest roads in the summer, and I would be very hard-pressed if this is open. It was open, for sure. It was open. I needed a snowmobile. Everyone having used my fortunes and nice landmarks here on the hill. Let's go, Matt. I'll see you out there, dude. My friend who's out of Breck right now keeps saying he skied a run called the Windows. Is that hard or something? He's only 13. The Windows? I have no idea. Is that at Breck? I guess we gotta look it up. Funniest part of last video, got a Swiss chalet thing going on, if that's a thing. Yeah, I didn't know. That's kind of what it felt like. But then, like, I guess it's like a German. The things are German? I don't know. It had like this sort of European Alps vibe to it. Offer Jackson home next week. First trip of the season for me. Can't wait. Your vids are getting me stoked for it. Cheers, brother. Thank you, Drake. Enjoy Jackson. Icon Beaters Unite. That's us, man. You probably address this, but how is the van? Right now I'm in a holding pattern with the van, nothing new. You know, the van is mechanically fine. Things work. I don't have a means to really charge the batteries to the capacity that I need for doing this sort of stuff. So hopefully the charger that I get fixes it. But right now it's, you know, I would say the van is like, it sucks. So the van is like 90. The van is fine, right? It's 98% okay. It's just the 2% I'm missing plays a big role in this stuff. If I wasn't filming, if I wasn't you know, trying to edit every night and whatever the heck I do and live stream, set up Starlink, I probably wouldn't even need it. If I was just skiing and just traveling around, I could get by, but based on the demands I have with the van, I can't, and the fact that this is how I've been earning my money, you know, so that's all. I think to some, it might not seem like a big deal, but it's still dumping, man. It's been dumping snow all day up here. Someone is skiing and not having fun, and they are doing something wrong. I agree. If you're skiing and not having fun, then I don't know why you're skiing. You should always stream no matter what. Yeah, I just feel bad. I feel like if I'm not providing value in the videos that week, like I don't deserve the stream. So, yeah. That's all. But I'm a big fan of consistency and stuff like that. So that's I don't like when I'm not streaming on a Wednesday because I feel like it breaks the pattern. So I guess it's a double-edged sword, but I just want to. I've always been in a position of value first, and like that's kind of how I built what we have now, is just always providing the value first and never really asking for anything in return. So if I stream without providing that, it makes me feel kind of sleazy. Stoners at the shop put them on backwards. Get out the Allen wrenches. You should post the drone shots on Instagram or something. I should, actually, yeah. Now they're on a hard drive now. They're gonna go die and they're never gonna be seen. But I should put them. I should at least pull them out, color them. We understand why you put out videos. It's all good. We know you'll be putting new ones out. Thank you, Bon. There are a lot of you guys who understand for sure. Probably white. Yeah, it was white. Maybe post a B-roll video with some awesome shots and never make it into a video. Yeah, you know, interestingly, and I haven't even gotten to the way to address this yet, but my second day at Whistler, and then I did a day yesterday at a place called Sun Peaks. You know, I just haven't been able to like successfully vlog the way that I have been, and so I'm like, how do I make these videos? Like right now, the vlog, they're failed episodes, is what I would say. They're episodes that like have failed, which typically I would not show because they just didn't work. But I'm kind of like, how can I put these together in a way that I'm not losing these days? Because there's a whole, you know, second day at Whistler, a whole beautiful day at Sun Peaks Resort, but because of my own stuff, I couldn't finish the vlogs. And I think it's a very real thing that YouTubers do. It's like you can start out great, but that's like there's so much that needs to happen to really get a full video, and it's very easy to lose that. Any racing in Nashville this summer? Not in Nashville, Brett. No, we will not be in Nashville. What are you doing for the Super Bowl? To be honest, Peter, I don't even know what teams are playing in the Super Bowl, so I will likely be skiing Revelstoke. Hey, join the ski, bunch of. Eric gifted 5. Jacob, Wolf Custom Shoes, Ian, Carlo, Sean. Welcome to the Stoke Squad, courtesy of Eric Gulseth. Thank you, Eric. Let's go, man. Bro with the 20. Appreciate all of Stoke, bro. We appreciate you, man. Stoked you're still here. Appreciate you sticking around, my friend. Matt Edwards has got my new jacket from Arc'teryx today. Let's go, dude. That is sick. He's going to head off to bed. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Logan, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for being a part of the Stoke Squad for 2 months. Thanks for the Stoke you bring. Thanks for taking the time to put the clips together. You know, you're out there with your buddies and stuff like that, so I appreciate it, man. And Eric says, 2 months as well. Your story is best summed up by the old adage, life's about the journey, not the destination. Thanks for the ride along. Very true. And one of the things my dad really said to me a lot was, you know, success is a journey, not a destination. That's one of the things he would always tell me when I was a kid. And when you're a kid, you don't like really realize it, you know, but I forget that a lot because I get very impatient and I want to get to the destination, but then I realize there really is no destination. But I get very worried and anxious, and especially, you know, like I essentially quit my job to pursue this and other things, right? So it's like you always have that doubt in your head. You're like, well, do I have to go apply for a job here now? But you're right, man. It is all about the journey. I could be dead tomorrow, and it's like none of this stuff even matters. So, ever considered getting J skis? I've never considered it. No. They seem cool. The top sheets are great, but yeah, I've never really never considered it. But Nate, what up, man? Nate the Lifty. Welcome to the Stoke squad. Dude, it looks like you guys have been killing it, man. Looks like you guys have been absolutely killing it out there. The whole big mountain camp. Like, that thing looks so fun, man. Keep up the good work. Tons of respect for what you guys do, man. It's the amount of stuff you guys push out, the amount of skiing, the filming, like, good on you guys, dude. I'm trying to keep up, man, but yeah, there's just no way. Any chance to make it to Montana? He's probably start making ski videos. Made my first one. Sadly, my internet doesn't allow me to upload it. That's weird. Why can you can't upload it to YouTube or anything like that? I'm not sure if I can make it to Montana, Mike, though. But stoked that inspired you to start skiing. Been wondering if Sun Peaks is worth a trip. I would say it's one of the most beautiful mountains I've been to, for sure. There's not really any like expert terrain, so if you're looking for like really gnarly stuff, there just isn't that at Sun Peaks. But it's the second largest resort in Canada behind Whistler, so it was a big place. They don't really get a lot of snow. I'd say overall it's worth it. And what sold me on it is, if you guys have ever seen those photos or videos of like people skiing through like those little mini trees that are like battered with snow, like caked on snow, that's what you have at Sun Peaks. And so I saw the pictures and I was like, I'm driving right kind of through here. So I went and like I had a bluebird day with like these mini trees that were like caked with snow. It was like, felt like I was kind of in a movie. But yeah, that was an example of a video that I started, and then I just kind of like, man, there's no cool skiing in this, and so I had a hard time finishing it. What's up, dogs? What up, Nate? Hey, man, we got some dud days. Too, it's part of making content. I know, but it's... I guess if you guys have them as well, that makes me feel better, but sometimes it's like it's so hard to get it like 100%. Especially because I'm like, if I don't have the right transition shot from like how I got here to here, it's like I feel like that whole bit is lost. And I feel like with what I'm doing right now, like every day is so crucial to the whole thing. The growth on the channel, the revenue, the story of what I'm doing, and it's like if I miss a day, it's like, man, I lose so much. So, but then there's no worse feeling than feeling like I'm forcing it either. Like that sucks. Regina says, I'm sure they're okay. You just have a higher standard than us. Yeah, I mean, I just always want to be making, like, I'm only as good as the last video that I make, right? I mean, no one cares about the video that I made 10 videos ago. I'm only as good as that last one I put out. So I'm always trying to make that last one like as good as I can, but and you guys deserve the Stoke, right? That's like what it's all about. And sometimes, like, just these last week, I've just been like, to be honest, I haven't been stoked, and it's like, it's hard to pick up the camera and put it in your face, you know? So I'm like, okay, maybe I can just do like raw skiing and it's just like head cam. But I'm like, that's, in my opinion, that's just dumb. Like, anyone can do that. So I'll find a way to put them out. It might be like a combo video, but just being honest, I guess, with what's going on. Release some of the Stoke Swap perks. That's not a bad idea either. It's not a bad idea, Eric. At least they'll post me want to see Whistler. I want to see Whistler. I was there for 2 days. I don't even know what the mountain looks like. Garage Gang picks in your DM. I got it. We're going to load up the Garage Gang pick here. I got to get some dinner soon. Find a place to go eat. It's only 6:53 here. Kind of like Pacific time. The same password. Yeah, if you're like Regina, like you said, you're going from Whistler to Revelstoke, I think it's definitely worth it, because you drive right through Kamloops. It's like 40 minutes kind of like north up the road. I think it's definitely worth it. Would I plan a specific trip to like go to Sun Peaks? Probably not. But if you're going through the area, I think it's 100% worth it, especially if it's a nice day out. You ever consider a pickup and camper? There's times I think what I need to do, I think I need to upgrade the suspension really on my van, because the thing where I really don't like my van is as soon as I get on a bumpy road, a forest road in the summer, it's just brutal. I can barely go down any sort of washboard road. The van's just so stiff. So I'm still in the stages. I think the plan really is to just build another van that's 4-wheel drive that has a proper off-road suspension as well, but obviously that's costly. So I don't think I'd ever go to a truck camper though, just because I do like having the space of the van and stuff like that. But ew, welcome to Stoke Squad. Having a hard time. Edit some Hero 10 footage of mine, but it's H.265 and I'm having issues with DaVinci. Any tips? Well, I would say if you don't, depending on what modes you're shooting, you might not necessarily need the H.265 codec, because not, like you're noticing here, not all programs support it, and it can be kind of tough on the computers right now too. So you can disable shooting in that codec, so you don't get that, but you might be limited in some of the frame rates that you shoot. If that's the case, and you're stuck on using DaVinci, I would try to find a way to create a proxy file where that H.265 is essentially like transcoded into just a normal 720p H.264 file, but then when you export it out, it's still rendering through the H.265, if that makes sense. So you're kind of making like a copycat to just edit with and work with, but then you're still going to use the original source file when you're all said and done with it. So I do that all the time with all my GoPro footage, so I can edit it quicker as I'm creating a proxy file, which helps me edit the stuff. If I'm shooting a 5K clip, that can be pretty hard on computers. So I don't know a lot about DaVinci. I use H.265 all the time, and I'm working with Premiere. So I don't know if it's something in DaVinci that they just don't support it, but I would maybe YouTube how to create proxy files and see if that's something you could use in your workflow. Matt Edwards with 25 portable generator front part 1. Thank you, man. Pharaoh. What up, Pharaoh? My son brought me here. I've been enjoying the ski through your videos. I was curious about your accent. Do I have an accent? There's no way I have an accent. but I am from Central New York. Dude, this is the best Garage King photo I've ever seen, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. Matt Hood with 199. Thank you, Matt Hood. Just got some new Montec stuff with inspiration from you. Super stoked. Let's go. I've been enjoying the Montec. I have shells now, and everyone loves to rip Montec apart. They love to hate it because it's a reason to hate, but I honestly don't have anything really bad to say about it. I mean, it's not the best. It's not Arc'teryx or Gore-Tex, but, you know, that's not the point of it. Okay. Where is it? Nate the Lifty works. He works with Jonathan Buckhouse. He's part of the whole Buckhouse crew. I just read all the comments. Garage Gang photo. I love this photo. Not that I don't want to see the Garage Gang, but this just shows Dakota's dedication to this whole thing, the community, man. I mean, it's my fault because we usually stream on Wednesdays, and I think the gang was there yesterday, but Dakota's showing up, man, taking the photo in his same spot with me on the TV there. He's even got that's his wife as well. He's got the Garage Pups, LFG Stoke Squad on the whiteboard. I mean, just an epic display of character and integrity, in my opinion. And I think the best part is, for the people who are new or they don't really get this, Dakota doesn't even ski. He lives in Florida. So the whole way this whole thing even happened is quite comical, but I think he encapsulates what I try to represent and portray very well. And the fact that he's still here and tuning in is pretty remarkable, and I appreciate it. So Dakota, we love you, man. Thanks for stopping by again, and thanks for taking the time to take the photo and send it, man. I literally have a scrapbook of Garage Gang photos that I can make. So he is I'm not kidding when I say he is an integral part of the stream and an integral part of the community, to be honest. So always up front, that's right. The card is part and parcel of this stream. What do you think about getting dinner, Lucas? I don't know, to be honest. Something quick and easy so I can come back and edit still. I'm not super picky, to be honest, but you convert the color space to Rec 2020 editing? No. Everything should be in Rec 709 color space. Rec 2020 is going to be more for broadcast stuff, but anything that's going on YouTube or social media, you want the Rec 709 color space, or else what you see and what you export and where you distribute, it's not going to match up right. So no, you want everything in Rec 709 color space, which everything should kind of be by default. Have you done room service? I've not, no. Although I've been in my hotel room all day. I think the stream worked out pretty well. I tried to set up this light in a nice cinematic way. I have this picture behind me that's like framing where my head is. I made it work. But, alright squad. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna put out a Whistler part 1 video tomorrow from Blackcomb, which it's probably only like 5 or 6 laps just from the way it happened. I tried to explore all of like Whistler Blackcomb in like one day, so I think there's one run on there that's like really cool. Other than that, it's me like eating shit trying to not see off a cliff, but try to put that out tomorrow. So appreciate you guys hanging out for the 2 hours and being patient while I sort all this stuff out. So follow me on Instagram if you want. I'll see you guys next time.